Pakistan finds itself offering decreasing strategic utility to China, while it is seeking to rationalize its strategic and economic dependence upon the United States. Is Pakistan's military and political engagement with former adversary Russia the right move for Pakistan to pursue its strategic security while sandwiched between a hostile India and an American-dominated Afghanistan? Russia and India have a long-standing and well-developed diplomatic and defense relationship. Although the volume of defense equipment supplied by Russia to India has seen a reduction of nearly 10% between 2012 and 2016, Russia still supplies more than 60% of India's armaments and military technology, more than 4 times what the US supplies to India. In fact, India recently went ahead to ink a $5+ billion deal for procurement of the S-400 missile defense system, despite US objections and the US CAA-TSA Sanctions Act. Further, Russia and India have jointly developed the Brahmaputra Moskva or BrahMos air and land launched cruise missile variants and are currently working jointly on the BrahMos 2 hypersonic cruise missile, scheduled for trials imminently. The two partners have also jointly developed the Sukhoi Su-30 Mk-1 fighter aircraft, which is a variant of the Russian groundbreaking super-maneuverable Su-30 fighter. The Su-30 Mk-1 is currently built in India. Russia has also supplied the Indian Navy with 2 Akula-class nuclear submarines and a Kiev-class aircraft carrier, which the INS has renamed the Vikram Aditya. Evidently, India's massive military development and advancement is closely linked to Russian platforms and Russian technology transfer. While from the Russian perspective, its exports to India are a significant source of income generation for the Russian defense industry. As for Pakistan's outreach to Russia, it is at an elementary level. Currently, Pakistan's JF-17 fighter, developed in cooperation with China and built at Kamra, uses the Russian RD-93 engine of MiG-29 fame. The PAF may, in future, switch to a FADC-controlled Klimov RD-33 engine and is possibly acquiring these engines, whether the 93 or the 33, directly from Russia. This is despite China's WS-13 Taishan engine being available, which China claims is a new variant of the RD-93 with comparable power output and less overhaul time. Further, Pakistan's Ilyushin fuel tanker was recently sighted in Russia, possibly being overhauled or upgraded. Pakistan has also announced its intention to procure around 360 T-90 MBTs from Russia as part of a wider procurement program to upgrade its NBT capability. This is largely in response to India's acquisition program of Russian T-90s with a technology transfer clause in the deal, where 1,000 T-90 variants will be built in India. As for joint training, in 2016, Russia and Pakistan initiated an annual program of small-scale joint training named Friendship, held at Cherat. Until now, the training has included a total of around 200 personnel, of which 70 are Russian commandos. In recent days, Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa met with Russian Ground Forces Commander-in-Chief Oleg Salyukov in Islamabad and discussed expanding the scope of these exercises in the future. Pakistan has also concluded the North-South pipeline deal with Russian technology giant RT Global for an RLNG gas pipeline from Nawabshah to Lahore, with the possibility of a further segment to be concluded running from Nawabshah to Karachi. So the question arises, given Pakistan's oppositional history with Russia, and given the fact that nearly 70% of Pakistan's conventional arms acquisitions are from China, why is Pakistan now seeking to engage Russia? There are a number of reasons which, if considered individually, none are decisive, but if considered in aggregate, do suggest the rationale behind a policy trajectory. Firstly, having an expanding relationship with Russia provides some strategic utility to Pakistan in its relationship with China. Pakistan seeks to demonstrate to China that it is not wholly dependent upon Chinese diktat. Rather, it has a developing strategic relationship with Russia with a military dimension to it, which can limit Pakistan's cooperation with Chinese imposition upon Pakistan should such imposition eclipse Pakistan's own interests in its relationship with China. Secondly, in Afghanistan, Russia has sought to play an increasingly prominent role in providing international backing to the process of incorporating the Taliban into a broad-based Afghan government as a way to end the war in Afghanistan. Russia has hosted 2 intra-Afghan conferences in a short space of 4 months, with the last one including Mullah Baradar. But the process has still failed to reach a conclusive resolution to end the insurgency. It is likely that the dialogue will continue with the Doha round in the coming months, as the process begins to gather some political momentum. As the process does make some headway, Pakistan seeks to impact this political process directly through the dialogue mechanism and also through a direct, bilateral, and meaningful strategic relationship with Russia. Thirdly, as the US relationship with Pakistan takes on a dimension in which, ostensibly at least, Pakistan is unwilling to pursue the terms of US diktat, Pakistan seeks to demonstrate to the US that it has value to Russia's Afghan initiative. Through this, Pakistan seeks to introduce a process of rationalization to its relationship with the US, as Pakistan itself is unwilling to walk away from the US. Rather, it is trying to express its value and exercise some leverage in that relationship. Pakistan is itself unwilling to define its relationship with the US through Trump, and instead is looking to a post-Trump conventional Republican re-engagement with Pakistan. Fourthly, Pakistan is seeking to expand its defense and civil ties with Turkey, while Turkey is trying to establish a stable and sustainable strategic relationship with Russia. Pakistan is also seeking to rehabilitate its bilateral relationship with Iran, which also has a close strategic relationship with Russia. Hence, in order to embark upon an effective strategic relationship with Turkey and with Iran, and mindful not to fall prey to the US's Russia containment strategy of the 1950s and 1960s through schemes such as CENTO and CETO, Pakistan seeks to ameliorate past challenges in bilateral relations with Russia. Despite the perception of some in Pakistan that Pakistan's rapprochement with Russia is a bold step for Pakistan, distancing itself from its past opposition to Russia, the fact of the matter remains that neither Russia nor Pakistan sees in the Russo-Pak warming the basis of a long-term, sustainable strategic alignment in counter, for example, to the US. Russia prioritizes its relationship with India above its relationship with Pakistan and has made it clear to Pakistan that their growing military relationship will have to reflect India's vital concerns. Yet the importance to Pakistan of a potential resolution to the imbroglio in Afghanistan is vital enough for Pakistan to pursue a greater bilateral relationship with Russia. Pakistan will still hold out for a resuscitation of its relationship with the US, and hence the relationship with Russia will proceed slowly. I've been your host, Dr. Umar Khan. Thank you for joining me on Insight.